Hello everyone, it's Debbie here. Welcome to lesson 3 of lockdown. It's great that you've all come online and participating in our lessons and indeed in our assignments. It's really important that we carry on with our assignments because that's the only way that we're going to monitor progress. And I'm sure it gives us all something to do, which is a good thing. So what are we going to do today? We're going to look at language for effect. What does that mean? Well, we're going to look at using colours, adjectives, senses, nouns, all to build into a short story. Okay, so what does effect mean? I want you to just take a few moments to write down what you believe the word effect means. So don't worry about looking at a dictionary, online. What do you think the word effect means? So I have looked at definitions online for you, and they're as follows. So an effect is something as a result of something, a consequence of something. For example, exposure to the sun had the effect of toughening his skin. So because he was exposed to the sun, his skin toughened. It was the effect of that. And also an effect is a power to produce results and to influence. His protest had no effect, so it couldn't influence him. His protest could not influence anyone else. Don't get this mixed up with the verb to affect with an A. This is different. You are affected by various things. Lots of people mix up those spellings, so be careful with that one. But we're looking at effect today. Why do we need to know about effect of language? Well, if we didn't, a story would be very dull, and it can make a huge difference to what you find interesting in a writer's story. I mean, there are some amazing descriptive writers out there. I think of someone like Terry Pratchett with his fantasy stories. The language that's used, it's colourful, it's imaginative. And without those nouns, adjectives, etc., it would be a very dull story if we were just reporting on something. So it is important that we get this right. We want to create the right effect. So as I said, creating language for effect, it creates an atmosphere, a setting. You can imagine yourself being there. It puts you right into the story. It makes you want to read. And if this was an exam question, it could ask you, how does the language create an impression? So what is the effect that it has on the reader? Right, we're going to look at two popular ways that we can create language. So let's look at nouns first of all, or naming words, another word for nouns. And there are 3 different types of nouns which you may not know, and these are concrete nouns. They are objects such as table, car. You also have abstract nouns, and these are feelings, ideas such as this is an adventure. And also proper nouns. We know about proper nouns, that people, places, days. Remember, the capital letters are very important when you use those. And then we move on to adjectives. Now this is where we really get into our descriptive writing. The use of the right adjective will really create a proper atmosphere for your story. Let's look at the way we can use adjectives to create effect in language that we use. So let's look at this forest here. What words could we use? Okay, so I'm thinking unsettling. It's that feeling of not knowing what's in the distance. And this is because of the fog surrounding the trees. It's mysterious. It's creepy. This could be the perfect setting for a horror story. It's daunting. You're not quite sure what's going on. Okay, so now it's your turn. So just pause this slide for a little bit, and I want you to write down 2 adjectives that you can think of, apart from mine. Okay, well done. I'm sure you've got some really good ideas here. Let's look at putting some of my adjectives into sentences. As I walked into the forest, I had a feeling. Okay. So that's a standard sentence, not very exciting. Let's introduce a couple of adjectives. as I walked into the creepy forest, I had an unsettling feeling. Now, straight away, you're getting an effect here of language, aren't you? You're getting that feeling that this is actually more of a horror, maybe a horror, or certainly a thriller. Another way of doing this is by using our senses. We've got touch, sight, hearing, smell, and taste. So what did it look like? So there we're using our sight. What did it sound like? Our hearing. What did it smell like? What did it taste like? You can taste air. You sometimes taste woody smells in a forest or earthy smells. And what did it feel like? Did a branch brush against your arm and scare you? These senses really bring a reader into the story. Another thing we can do is we can use colour. If you look at this colour wheel here, each of these colours has suggested words on them. So for example, if we're looking at brown, we can think of nature, tradition. That's an interesting one. I suppose it's the old wood, the oak that you get panelling rooms, decay and dirt, the earth of the soil. So all of these words represent a different colour, and that can be very useful with descriptive writing. So take a few minutes just to have a look at these. So let's look at the photo again. I want you to transport yourself there. Imagine that you are walking through this forest and you want to describe it to someone using the senses or the colours. You've already chosen a couple of adjectives. Let's see how you can do some more now. So I want you to write 3 sentences and include those adjectives to describe the atmosphere. What mood is created in this forest? Okay, brilliant, great. So let's recap. So we've looked at different types of nouns. We've said there are concrete nouns. These are the physical objects, the table, the car, the abstract nouns, the feelings, the ideas, and the proper nouns, the names of places, people, days of the week, etc. We've developed our use of adjectives using the senses and also colour as well to make our writing more exciting. And now we want to apply this to the main task for the session. So here it is. Here's the writing task. And here's the photo. So you're going to write a short story about a mysterious door. I want you to think creatively, and I want you to use the 5 senses to help you, but also use colour as well. So, where was the door found? I want you to include that. Who found the door? And what was on the other side of the door? Now remember, as well as including these things, you must include success criteria. An exam question will always give you the success criteria, and in order to get the best marks in that question, you have to answer those criteria. So you need to include here 6 imaginative adjectives. Sounds a lot, but before you know it, you'll have used many more than that. And try using the senses and the colours that we've looked at. Last lesson, you may remember, we looked at similes and metaphors. I had some fantastic ones, and I'm sure you can use them here for this atmospheric picture. So I would like 1 simile and 1 metaphor. So if you remember, 1 simile, so the simile is comparing words by using like or as, and a metaphor is saying that something is something else because it has similar characteristics. And also I want 1 page of writing, and this will be okay. So the assignment is there in the assignments tab, and I would like you to complete this by the end of tomorrow, please. As I said, it's really important that we work on these assignments so that we can monitor your progress. In the case that there will be no exam in May, we may have to use these marks as evidence if we're going to put you up a grade, or just really for monitoring progress for next year. In the assignment itself, you will see that there are 3 tasks. Firstly, you need to answer questions on colours and write some sentences. And following that, there is a space to write your essay. And do remember, I'm here for any questions. If you can't remember how to open the assignment, you need to click on the Word document. You need to do this in your laptop, please. It will not work on your phone. So if you've got no laptop, that is an issue. You must let me know and I'll see if I can help you out. Also, you open it in Word Online. This is very important because then it saves your work onto that copy. Your own copy is saved. I'm the only one that can see it, nobody else. It saves automatically. And when you're finished, you just need to close the assignment, but please remember to click on the hand in button. Okay, good luck, and I look forward to hearing from you.